All right, welcome to Power Hour on Wednesday. I guess it's Power 30. It's not Power Hour, but I've said that for years now, so that's just what we're going to call it. So excited to be hopping on here. We are going to talk about consistency today, and we're going to talk about the results of consistency. We're going to kind of dive into what that looks like. I want to share my screen real quick with you guys. You may have seen this on your social media. Here we go. I want you to look at this picture. This just like really resonated with me when I saw it. Two meals, one burnt after an hour at 900 degrees, and the other is cooked to perfection after 3 hours at 300 degrees. Same ingredients, different results. It was such a solid reminder. Growth isn't about rushing, it's about the right pace. In a world that glorifies speed and hustle, we forget that some of the best things in life, skills, success, even healing, take time. So if your journey feels slow right now, don't stress, you're not falling behind. You might just be slow cooking something exceptional. I thought this was a beautiful visual of our business. And because I'm not the one to let you get off easy, I will take a very nice reminder. And I'm also going to come in and say this. Although your journey may be slower than other people, that does not give you permission to use that as an excuse. Just because your journey is slower right now, you do not get to use that as an excuse. Well, I'm not growing as fast as them, but they're not dealing with what I am. I'm not earning the prizes, but they don't know what I am going through. Guys, I'm talking to myself too, okay? It is super easy when that comparison hits of how fast other people are growing, how fast they're earning icon, how fast they're going to earn leaders retreat, how fast they're ranking up. They've got builders. All of these things are happening, but it's okay that I'm going slow because I'm here and I'm showing up. Are you actually okay with that when you say that? That's the question. Is there different seasons of this business? Absolutely. Does it come and go at all different paces? And absolutely. But you cannot use your slow time, your slow growth. You can't use that as a crutch. You can't say, like, well, this is just it. The consistency is what is going to get you results, whether you're going super fast and hustle and bustle or it's a slower season. Too many times we lean on that. We're just like, it's okay, but then we're going slow and it's slow, so we're not really doing anything, and then it's getting slower. But it's okay. I'm in this season of life. This is just what it looks like. Okay? But what we need to evaluate is what we're doing every single day. There are seasons that you're going to be doing all of the right things, and it's just a little slower. It just looks a little weird. You're in a little growth phase. Maybe you're working on retention, not so much building, right? Like maybe you're not signing up 10 people a month, but your retention is super high. It's going to look different. So, we are getting ready to start. My team is doing an accountability group for Leaders Retreat, but it's starting in August, not September. And it comes with daily IPA sheets. You have to do 5 out of 7 days. 5 out of 7 days. What this is going to do and does for me, it highlights not so much what you are doing, it highlights what you're not doing. The conversations that you're not having, the follow-up that you're not doing, right? How many of us on here? Okay, there's only what, 6 of us with our cameras on. So drop in the chat if you can share. Like, let's just be really flipping honest right now. In the last 2 weeks, so 14 days minus 4, 10 days, 5 days a week, 10 days. How many of us on here have absolutely completed our personal IPA sheet every single day for 10 days? Raise your hand or drop it in the chat if you have. Michael. My hand's not up, by the way. So consistency is key here. Okay. And as a leader who talks to a lot of people who have the same problems, I have found it's because people just aren't doing the work when it comes down to it. So if we're talking about the turkey, right? You get a good burst. You're in it for 30 days. You've shown up, right? You've done it all 30 days. You did all of it. You get to the end of the 30 days. What happens? You're tired. You're tired. Maybe you're not seeing the results, you know, maybe you're just burnt out because you went all in. You're like, I didn't message 5 people today. I messaged 25 people today. And I messaged 25 people yesterday, right? In the end of 4 days, it's like, how many people did you message today? And you're like, I didn't get to any, but I did 100 last week. So it's fine. We do this to ourselves, you guys. And it's I think it's human when we get into something new and into a routine. It's like all or nothing. Like all or nothing. This is what happens with people with diets and working out. January, they go to the gym. All or nothing. What happens? We burn ourselves out. That consistency of cooking that turkey at 300 degrees for 6 or 9 hours, that consistent exposure is what cooks it evenly. Going in 900 degrees for 3 hours, that ain't gonna, we're gonna burn out. The consistency is what is going to get you the results. And I'm finding that, you know, whatever the reason may be, I'm finding out people are just not talking to people because they don't know who to talk to or what to say. That's why people don't talk to people. I don't know what to say. I don't know who to talk to. It's usually one of those. Sometimes it's an objection, like I'm afraid of, but I've talked to so many people recently. And it's like, it's just not getting done. And then they're frustrated because they're not getting the results. And it's because they're not consistently doing it.
No.
And you know, we talk like if you're in any of the chats or on if you you know get to the masterminds and all that, like you'll hear people like oh my gosh, I just totally lost her. My Trisha Rieger, right? She talks to like 30 people a day. Okay. This is amazing. Okay. On Instagram, 30 people a day. That's what her sister did, ranking the Emerald and her husband Emerald. Like, and it's great. But here's the problem with that. The majority of people on our team cannot sustain talking to 30 people a day. So what happens? They do it for a couple days and then they go days without talking to anybody. Is it a good goal? Yes, it's a great goal, right? Get to the point where you're talking to so many people every single day, but we don't want the burnt out to happen. That's why it's so important to have your personal IPA, income producing activity sheet. You know, this is minimum of what I need to do every single day. If it's 5 people every single day, then that's what gets done every single day. 5 is more than 0. Absolutely. That's your minimum. We have a hard time doing our minimum every single day for longer than a month. So consistency is where we need to practice. Because here's the deal, y'all. You cannot be frustrated and you cannot be mad and you can't be upset with where you are and what your business is doing if you can't sit here and say, I showed up for 10 days straight and did my IPA perfectly. Can't be mad about it. If Amanda did not market her preschool for new enrollments all summer long, probably starting in February for the next year, if she didn't do that, could she be aggravated in September when enrollments are low? No. She can't just stand there with the door open and be like, gosh, I hope these kids show up. But that's what we do with our business. We get stuck in this funk. We don't advertise, market, talk about consistently. And then we wonder, like, I'm just so upset. Like, so and so's growing so fast. Okay, do you want to talk about how many messages so and so has sent? Because we could go ask. You want to talk about how many online events they've had? Because we could go ask. And you know what happens? We get sour. Like, I know I'm stepping on some toes and wrinkling some shirts right now, but I think, like, we all, including myself, like, we all need to have come to Jesus moments sometimes. And it's like, why are they where they are? Why are you where you are? There's going to be potholes. There's going to be speed bumps. Like, it's going to happen, you guys. But what we need to do in this business, in any business, is show up with consistency. That is the key. That is the key. Going hard for 6 months and then taking your foot off the brake for the next 6, I'm sorry, that person that shows up for 12 months consistently is going to outpace you. Turtle in the hair. We need to stop using other people, their success, their speed, all of the things as the standard at which we measure ourselves against when we are not showing up the same way. If I went and worked out with Emily right now, I'd probably die. Okay? So for me to stand there and be like, well, I'm going to hold my candle against Emily and I'm going to see, like, I'm going to judge my in shapeness next to Emily and how many sit-ups I can do. Like, how do you think I'm going to feel when I'm done that? I'm not going to work out tomorrow, I can tell you that. But if I worked out with Emily today, then I could say, well, you know what? I did more today than I did yesterday. I built a little bit of muscle today, more than I had yesterday. Hey, Emily, I really like your workouts. Could you share them with me so I could get better? You see what I'm doing here? Hey, Michael, I really liked that conversation that you said you had with that lady. Could you send me a little bit more information? Because I would like to get better at overcoming that objection. Hey, Amanda, I saw that you almost swept this leaders retreat contest. I've always wanted to do that. What are some of the things that you do every day to get to that point? Hey, Nicole, you're becoming a top enroller on this team. Like, there's got to be something you're doing that I'm not doing. What are your suggestions? We don't ever go into conversations like that. We have to get consistent and we have to use ourself as the standard that we're measuring against. We got to do it every day, you guys. And I've said this for years to my team. I'm like, listen, on a good day, pick what is minimum for you to do for your business. Minimum. If it's 5 reach outs, 3 new conversations, 5 follow-ups, a post on social, 3 posts on your stories, you figure out this will move the needle forward. This is the minimum I am willing to accept for the day for my business. You pick it on a good day, not a bad day. And you set that standard. And you do that every single day. Now, if you have more one day than the other, great, good, call it extra. But that doesn't mean that you're like, well, I can do less today because I did extra yesterday. Like, then we start playing that game, right? Consistency. Do you want to know why Emily's in better shape than me? Because Emily shows up and does this every other day. I get burnt out. I go hard and I like wake up early and I make 7,000 changes in my life all in 3 days. And I go for a whole month and then I'm like, this sucks. And then now I'm 30 days behind. Emily shows up every single day for longer than me. Get consistency under your belt. Don't burn out like the turkey. Get consistency. Do not use slower than everyone else. Don't use your life situations as your excuse. Don't you like, yes, consistency over intensity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't use it as your excuse. Is it okay if your journey looks different? Yes, but you cannot use that as the excuse as to why you are where you are. That does not work. So I want to encourage you guys. If you don't have like daily to-do lists in your business, if you don't have IPA sheet, if you don't have some system of what you're supposed to do every day, start there. Start there. Create your minimum. Have it where you can write it down in a notebook or on a paper. And then practice completing that every day. 5 out of 7 days. Nobody's telling you to work 7 days a week. 5 out of 7 days. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. It will become a habit. It's habitual now for Emily to get up and work out. So I just want to encourage you guys. Journeys are always going to look different. Okay? Don't use it as your excuse. Get into a good rhythm. Follow the consistency. Show up and measure against yourself. Measure against yourself. Why am I where I am? That's that's what you're going to measure against. Not anybody else, not what they're doing. But you have every permission and right to message those people that you feel like you should be measuring against and ask them good questions. Ask them good questions. That is okay. We use those to grow. So, I love you guys. Have a wonderful last 2 days of the month. Finish strong. Roll right into August. Do not take your foot off the brake. No. Don't put your foot on the brake. Don't take it off the gas. And let's finish this month strong. Love you guys. Bye.